Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to bring back a series that I had a little bit ago, but some stuff got corrupted and I had to take it down, and the audio just wasn't really the best. So, I'm going to try again. This is going to be a series called 911 Mythbusters. So, if you remember the old Discovery show Mythbusters, where they came up with a myth and then they called it confirmed, plausible, or busted, I'm going to do the same thing, but with questions relating to 911 operation. So the first one we're going to bring up is the cell phone pinpointing. That if you were to call 911 and immediately hang up, that 911 can see your location and they'll just come anyway. And that's all you have to do is just call and hang up. They'll know where you are. They know you'll have an emergency. So this one, originally I was going to say busted, but for the sake of a few things, I'll call it plausible because anytime we get a 911 call, we're gonna do the most we can to send somebody to that location if we have one. The issue that you have with um, calling and then hanging up and not really saying anything is that sometimes we'll get a location, sometimes we won't. Even if we do get a location, a lot of times our locations are only certified and guaranteed to within 100 yards. So it's not always the most accurate. We're not going to know exactly where you are. If you're in a rural area, where it's just one house and a pasture pretty much, then yes, we'll have a pretty good indication you should be at that residence or house. But when you get into towns that are a lot more densely compacted, you may have 15, 20, 30 houses or more within that 100 yards. And it'll be really hard to pinpoint one particular house. So the best thing to do is stay on 911, give them your address, and tell them exactly where you are. Even if you can't talk, there is text to 911 in a lot of agencies that you can text, and it'll keep the line open to where the location will get more accurate as you stay on the line. Like I said, if we get a phase one and it's just stamping off the tower, it's not going to be very accurate at all. It's not even certified to that 100-yard radius. If you go to phase two, it'll be certified within that 100-yard radius. It's not guaranteed, but I have found that if you stay on 911 and it's able to get larger sample sizes and condense the location, it is a lot of times more accurate. I've even had with our Rapid SOS program that we have, I've been able to pinpoint a cell phone that was calling that was stuck in some railroad tracks, and I was able to send the officer the picture of where it was stamping at, and it was in that exact location, pretty much pinched in the railroad tracks at that location. But it's not always that accurate. It's not guaranteed to be that accurate. So like I said, your best course of action is just to stay on the line and tell them where you are. So the location tracking is a thing up to a certain point. Um, Also, if we're talking about location tracking, a lot of people will call and say that their cell phone was stolen or um, their child ran away or whatever, and they want to ping that cell phone. So the actual pinging of a cell phone can be super accurate and it can be very helpful. But there's only a certain set of situations that we can do that because your phone requires extra permissions to allow that location to be put out, that exact location. So, whenever we have a situation that could be dangerous or someone is possibly in danger, we can go through a process that involves contacting your phone carrier to get that location. Not only do we have to contact the phone carrier, we have to get a warrant and fill it out and send it to the phone carrier. This process is a lot of times at least an hour long, sometimes longer. I have known sometimes for the process to take a day or two because the phone company will still keep requesting extra documents, additional information. They'll get supervisors involved and have to get additional warrants or even more additional information. So it's not a light process that we do for everything. We do it if we believe someone is in direct, unavoidable danger that we need to find them as quickly as possible and we need a super accurate location. So that's why I'm going to call it plausible. We can track you in certain situations with permission or with warrants. but it's also not the most accurate. There can be issues with cell service or extenuating circumstances that cause that location not to be the exact location. So I'm gonna call that one plausible for that reason. I'm gonna try and make these videos somewhat short, around 5 to 10 minutes for most of them. If you enjoyed this, please like the video, shoot me a subscribe, let me know how it's going, and let me know if there's any other questions you want answered or myths you want busted. Till next time, remember to always dial up those details.